إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين فلله الحمد رب السماوات ورب الأرض رب العالمين وله الكبرياء في السماوات والأرض وهو عزيز الحكيم ربنا إننا آمنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وقنا عذاب النار برحمة اللهم فصل وسلم وبارك على هذا النبي سيد العظيم ذو القلب الرحيم سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
Amen. Shukran, Imam Jallo. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. Lord God of power and might, the creator, the sustainer and preserver of all humankind throughout the whole universe, we continue to bring our supplication unto you that you grant us in every nations of the world good leadership, good administration, good employers, and good business people. We pray that you, by Holy Spirit, will order the life of all humankind to be kind to one another, to be patient with one another, and to demonstrate the spirit of love with each and every human being. We continue to submit the witnesses that will come before us, the TRRC. And we do ask that you will grant them and enable them to be bold in their witness. And also grant the commission the discerning spirit to discern between truth and falsehood. We commit the population of this nation to you and those in the diaspora. That grant them also the spirit of humility and of patience, so that the due process will take its proper course. This we ask through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much indeed, Bishop Odeko. Council, if we are ready with this morning's witness, you may proceed, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, commissioners, and members of the audience. We are ready to proceed. May I ask that the witness be ushered in, please?
Thank you.
I, Alhaji Lang Sise,
nte Alhaji Lang Sise
Nte Alhaji Lang Sise.
do swear
mben kalila ko
Mben kalira ko.
I'll speak the truth,
mbe toñale fula
Mbe toñale fola.
the whole truth,
toñada ma
Toña damma.
and nothing but the truth.
nte fen fula men manke toñati
Nte fen fola min manke toñati.
So help me God.
woto alama ala yendema
Tom ma ko yala.
Good morning, Mr. Cisse.
Sama Mr. Cisse.
Welcome to the TRRC.
Bismillah TRRC.
You say your name is Alaji Lang Cisse.
Iko to Alaji Lang Cisse lati.
Are you known by any other name?
Ning about Alaji Lang Cisse la moliye lon to do la ba.
Ha.
Yes.
And what is that name?
Wala mo ko jumati.
Keba diba.
Keba diba.
Okay. Keba Diba or Lang Cisse alias Keba Diba.
Keba diba dol ka fo Lang Cisse.
You have just taken a note to speak the truth.
Ke kalo tale andum wala nyinti ko ibe to nyale fola.
And it is a criminal offense, really, to lie before the TRRC or to lie on the oath.
Andu nyimu luwa tinyal ti tonya pour ye kuma soto balo fo tumala men ye kalota TRRC jang andu ngambe banko fanan kan luwa tinyala.
So you are well advised to be as truthful as possible.
Ye yamar la nyinna ko police ke modi ngalon ko la kuma kan be avec la tonyalati.
So you are called today to testify about your encounter with a group of youths around Abuko Lamin area and your subsequent encounters with the NIA and other government security officers.
Ye kuma le jandali lo men kamaja wala nyinti ko ini sey nyolo e men inin kafo do men soto nyola men kata Abuko Lamin fanna ma fa lati biro mboda la ina ne muta yesamba NIA fana yesindi je.
So what is your date and place of birth?
Ela wulu sang ani wulu talunju mal.
Muluta Badibu Salikenye.
I was born in Badibu Salikenye.
Date?
19th April 1969.
19th April 1969.
Where did you go to school?
Ye karam munju mal mabe.
Serakunda Primary School.
Serakunda Primary School.
From 1977 for after 6 years.
1977
to 83.
83.
83.
And thereafter, what did you do?
Biro boda la muneke.
Tata Latikunda Secondary Technical School.
I went to Latikunda Secondary Technical School.
Then Natana Nosia Karamoke.
Then I studied nursing later.
And did you work as a nurse anywhere?
O ina na dugo ke ka ken no sori dinkirato ba.
Ha.
Yes.
Banko Fana Jamama Nosia Dokuan.
I went to many parts of the country as a nurse.
Which places?
Dinkiraju malu.
Na Bakadaji ke Jimara Bakadaji 91.
I had a stint in Jumara Bakadaji 1981.
Then Nata moved to Kulari, Basse Tundoka.
Then I moved to Kulari in Basse.
Sanji Sabako, Nata da Basse Famala Health Center to.
I spent 3 years there. Then I moved to the Basse Health Center.
Nata na some Tujereng Health Center Fanang.
Then I transferred to Tujereng Health Center in 96.
Then Kercherno 97, late part of 97, Kercherno Baba.
Then Kercherno Baba at the latter part of 1997.
Then Nata na eye care course Fananke RVH in 98.
Then I did an eye care course in RVH in 1998.
Then in Natam post Buyam Health Center.
Then I was posted to the Biam Health Center.
From Sibano to Kalaji overseas.
And I oversaw Biam and Kalaji area.
And then from there, Natana ta Sintet Fanang, 99 kata 2000 ka.
And from there I went to Sintet between 99 and 2000.
Then from 2000, Natana ta Hijola, Kabin Nata Otum Tata Serakunda Health Center.
2000 I went on a pilgrimage. When I returned, I went to the Serakunda Health Center.
Up to somewhere around end of 95 kata 96 ka.
2005 or 2006?
Sorry. 2005, 2006. Nata midwifery ke Bansang Koteke. Then
between 2005 and 6, I studied midwifery at Bansang.
Natam post Banjul Health Center.
But I was posted to the Banjul Health Center. You no longer working as a nurse, are you?
Sainda nyumanta doku wala kodi fo.
No, mantara service kono say.
No, I'm not within the service at the moment. Can you tell us what happened on 12 August 2012?
Fo sa fo no nyamuna keta August karotil tang anim fula 2012 sang kono ba.
Jalo Franco Mankende also patient Lemonti from 1991.
You know, I'm an also patient from 1991.
So I got a treatment la Dakar.
So I used to go to Dakar on treatment.
CTO. This particular day, what treatment on the appointment on the Monday. So Sunday,
on that particular Monday, I was going for the treatment, but on the Sunday
evening, I cross Monday morning, I appear at the clinic.
I was across on the evening of that Sunday so that I could appear at the clinic on the Monday morning.
So on my way home, Katana from Kama.
On my way home, going to pick up my belongings.
Mbefutala Abukola interception auto.
As soon as I got to the Abuko intersection, I saw a vehicle parked in front of me and the people were surrounding it.
16 passenger van.
It's a 16 passenger van, red in color.
So as move.
So I horned so that it could move, so that I could pass, but it did not move.
Then I divert. Then so I
diverted to a side to pass.
All of a sudden, one group in a Pintela motoka.
And all of a sudden, that group came and pounced on my vehicle. They asked me to stop
because
some cattle were coming. When those pass and get inside Abuko, then we could pass.
I was trying to explain.
In fact, the boy who was standing in front of my vehicle, I tried to explain to him, telling him that I am not well, I am trying to rush to catch up with the ferry because I was going to the hospital.
In which language did you speak to him?
In Mandinka.
Was he able to respond to you in Mandinka?
For another silosoro no labanke jabe ni kankile malaba memo Mandinka kamote ba.
Ila jabiro be keta kuba kamalti do nendrole me be collected ni de no foni so le tambi.
Their responses were just insults, and they were insisting that I had to stop until the cattle passed. Otherwise, I will not proceed.
My question was he able to respond to you in the Mandinka language?
Yes.
Proceed.
I told him that the cattle will not waste my time, because if I should wait, it will disturb me, because I'm supposed to appear at the hospital the next morning. I am on the oath, and I'm saying exactly how the statement was made.
So
they refused. So the discussion was very not amicable, tense between us. So they started to beat me up. They could not hit me by raising their hands and hit me, but they were taking their sticks which they used to hurt the cattle, and they were punching me inside.
From which direction?
Fanna Jumala. Motola Palatero Mimbe Jama from any other side, because what we are very jirin.
At the side windows, because the glass of the window was, the car was down.
How many of them were doing that?
There could be up to 20 people.
There
were many boys, the herders and the green boys.
How did they all manage? How did it happen that all of them converged on you? You were speaking to only one person.
When they told me to stop, the time he was coming, The others were already standing in front of the vehicle.
Moto stop wala nyama pura kanata.
That was how they stopped the vehicle so that it would not move on.
So atelina ta palantero to kadiya munye.
So he came to the window trying to talk to me.
But nyindol be kurubu no motora le.
But these ones were surrounding the vehicle.
So where were you hit?
Sa ye fadi mindole, ye lifa mindole.
Ntongoto na nyin kaba fefelto.
On my leg, on my shoulders, on both hands.
Wimbe siri nyame dawda exposed ta sakabonka boto santola you will be pointle. Katango wala nyin sato la no.
Just as I am sitting here, any part of my body that was exposed, including my head, were all punched.
What kind of sticks were those? Were they big or small sticks?
Doko sifa nya dilem wara madlem bam fokanya ndingol lam.
Jargo la padon lendo manke doko balti. Bari dole tukuro sotole comme doko tukuro sotole.
These were the sticks they used to hurt cattle. Some of them had knobs at the end, not at the end.
Proceed.
Ten.
Kabiru waketa kumo siata.
After that happened, there was a lot of talk.
Dole na bunda doyele.
Some of them opened one of the front doors. They held my hand.
So donata nyimbunda doyele.
The other one came, opened the other door. And they wanted to drag me out of the vehicle. I tried to free myself from this other guy who held me. I held the gearbox.
The handle.
The handle
of the joystick, right? Yeah. Putting on the left side.
So that these ones cannot drag me out of the vehicle from the left-hand side.
Because what convenient
because it is more convenient for me to alight from that end.
In that way,
there was a knife in my vehicle which I used to slaughter my sacrificial lamb and which was used only on the occasion of the towards the feast. But that Sunday, early Sunday, I gave out a charity for one of my older brothers. It was a knife I used to slaughter the animal and also to flay it. So I did not return it and it was in the vehicle. As I held the gear stick tightly, my hand touched the knife. So in that commotion, in that commotion and in that tense situation, I put my hand around this guy's head and tried to pin him to the steering wheel.
Exactly what mean from Kawala photo.
I took the knife and I said to him, and I'm telling you exactly what I said to him. I said to him, I can slaughter you now, but I am not in the mood for trouble. Allow me to go.
And what did you do? Did you leave him or did you not?
I eventually left him. When he tried and freed his head from my grip, he said in Wolof, he's holding a knife. And they scattered. So I engaged my gear and moved.
I dragged them. That new petrol station Abuko Nature Reserve Law Comfort.
At that time, they had put some car tires on in front of my vehicle wheels and some sticks, but I was able to drag them until the new petrol station.
At this stage, where were the cattle? Have they crossed the road or they were still crossing?
Nin tembenna nin nisol ile fo watola fo ye silo ya kundula ban fo wato man silo kundu folo
fitino wato nisol na tere dunta.
That at that time the vehicles, the cattle had already come in. They had already gone in.
Was there any need for your vehicle to be blocked from continuing, as at the time you had this final encounter with the boys?
fo sulo be nun jele ba wato la puru yetera moto nyi banta mila nyato wato men na itene nyin kamba no nyi albe wo nyo sababu wecho men ko ke kan wato men
Sulatije.
There was no need.
Why did you say that?
mala ya sabu ide ofo
The sol be distance minto kabirin tol be lori wod lato.
The distance where the cattle were and where we were standing,
Desita no le fonga futa abuko wa esansero to ni sol man futa nan kadum.
I could have gone up to Abuko or the petrol station and the cattle would not have arrived at the time.
So they were far away.
mala be jamfare nen
Ibe jamfar nen.
They were far away.
Wasi kila dibo hayna nan ne moto lampo koma. Ikamisi ita kafola ya kankan. Moto lampo nyato nan. Moto rango be jamfare koma.
When the car lights, if you look in front, you'll see the dust and the shape of the cattle coming, but they were far off.
Yes, proceed.
ten
Kabirin futa abukolo wo esansero dalaje.
When I got to the Abuko petrol station, I alighted.
Njita ngamano bulado mandi mpuru moto singo sebo moto koto.
I went off the road a little bit so that those car tires would be taken out of from under the vehicle.
Proceed kata yundum pour kana femalta.
Then I proceeded to Yundum to pick my belongings.
Kabimbe futala Yundum police station.
When I got to the Yundum police station,
Banjulinding police station.
when I got to the Banjulinding police station,
Police yang approach nyaming, biwe ay motor stop nyamen rongalonko ya kumandile ka kumafai.
the manner in which the policeman stopped my vehicle, I suspected that he must have been called and informed about the incident.
At this stage, did you have an idea who were the people you had an encounter with?
fo tambola fo anara ne les ison do moto lo bang kay tandila ko itandi o mol me o nyo sabo soto jumal la moldi
Wato mimbe jo sabo be kering ngaji don ko fula kantar lalle muti.
At the time that
Musa po kantar lalle kana penetrate nation. But ngaji ko kantar ni kantar lalle mu jari ko le muti.
At the time that tussle was happening, what I thought was these were just cattle herders.
Did you at that stage know who owned the cattle?
fo tambola anara ne ison do moto kay tandila ko jumal ta mo ni solti
Kamano ka fele ko yala ni so le katambi.
Yes, the boy was saying Yaya's cattle per person.
So which Yaya was he referring to?
abe ya jumal law
Yaya Jammeh.
Former president of the Republic.
All right. And when you arrived at Abuko, the police stopped you.
Yeah, Banjulinding police station.
Banjulinding police station. What happened next?
manakita bi fura banjulum police station or police lo te nyaro
Ako ngenda kaytol le
He said to me, where are your documents?
nge bonding area la license and insurance.
I removed them and handed over to him the license and the insurance.
Ako nye jora ngole be bulu moto kono banka ha.
He asked me, do you have a weapon inside your vehicle? And I said, yes.
Ako nyale ngamuro sika ngadiela.
He said to me, where is it? I picked up the knife and handed it to him.
Ako nye ini mole joteta siloka.
He said to me, did you have any trouble with people along the way?
Nka ha konye arrest.
I said to him, yes, and he said, I'm told to arrest you.
Okay. Mbita suwo kono ngana fengolta ninata ngata station auto.
I told him, well, I'm going to my house to pick up my belongings. When I come, we can go to the station.
Akabe na moto kono nka no na particular be bulu kay. No need mbatu jandro ngana.
He wanted
Wanted
to come into the vehicle, and I told him it was not necessary. Since you have my particulars, just allow me to go home and I'll come.
Did he tell you who asked him to arrest you?
aya fo na majumala ko pura e mutaba
Hani amo nakumo mafuta auto.
No, we did not.
Entertain.
We didn't discuss that. We didn't entertain that.
Proceed.
Ndenga to station auto ndata suwo kono ngana bago ni tawelota murta na ngata raje.
I left it at the station, went home, picked my bag and my towel, and returned back to the station and found him there.
Ngabulandi moto kono ndata Abuko station.
I boarded the vehicle and I took him to the Abuko station.
Because ako silo kana konyeko Abuko station le sulatela.
Because along the way he told me that you are needed at the Abuko station.
Mfutata
We arrived.
eso mimbije
SO that was there
konye eni mole dunta nyola nkai ha.
said to me, you have a problem with people, some people. I told him yes.
Kanila family farm akonye Kanilai family farm.
He said to me, Kanilai family farm.
Okay, so akonye mbatungate ikumandi na yenana.
I said to him, okay, but then he said to me, give me time, let me call them so that they can come.
Nga bulandina moto kono ntata kata abukola interception of the puru nyol taraje ni na nyola.
I put him in, he boarded my vehicle. I took him along to the Buko intersection so that we could bring these people to come along with them.
Okay, ntolbe ni lendo ka minkata itolni trakito fa ibina ni lendo ka kwenye kwa ifeleti kana ntonta ni batu station.
We were on the right lane going, and they were coming also on the other lane and full in a tractor. And he said, here they come, and so we took a turn and we came along.
Okay, kabe ifutata station auto idundana bedundana station o kono minu kuntaje because I'm not wara back minu kuntaje dundana.
When they arrived, they got into the station because the station is not very wide, so those who could fit came inside. He asked me,
ila timo miya lead Badu Bojang,
the one that led the team, Badu Bojang.
Which team are you referring to?
The team
The group that came.
This Kanilai family farm group ni.
The Kanilai family farm group.
Kanilai family farm la mollemo.
It was there that I knew that these were people of the Kanilai family farm.
Green Boy solo bacon and in this ex-soldiers
Amongst them were Green Boys, and the others were ex-soldiers who herded cattle for wire.
The story in the side of the story explain because what you tell complain was
So I explained my side of the story, but before that they had already lodged their complaint and all that was written down.
Then that Mr. Bojang Konyeko Kabra Kumole my father Dr. misunderstanding of his words.
So Dr. Mr. Bojan, after listening to everything, said to me, Doctor, there was only a misunderstanding. And these are his words. Which he said that we should bring these cattle and take them to Abuko so that tomorrow we can distribute them for the feast. I said, I don't have any connection with the cattle. These people just pounced on me and they brutalized me.
I calm.
There was tension was about to arise there and a lot of talk, but he calmed the situation.
Then Natabulo Dinola, I read Penta, I filed Bukomi rule.
Then we shook hands and he took a red pen and ruled.
And what did that signify to you?
Case cancelled.
To signify that everything is over, the case has been cancelled.
Including Badu,
those that we were close together with, including Badu, we shook hands. At the time I was coming, I came along with one Sirifo. We were supposed to go to Dakar together, but he was outside. I took him and we shook hands with the SO, and I told him that we are proceeding to Dakar. That was how we went, and luckily we met the ferry and we crossed.
So coming when you call not impact in Kalamuta, name be Kuliata for I did another Kono, Ntogo Jamfana Yitita.
But after the incident, I experienced some pain, some swellings on my arms, my neck.
I had two
was injured, it was swollen. The Sirifo told me you are injured. I said, well, let's just leave everything in the hands of God. I said, because during the time of this problem, anything could have happened, but God gave me a calm mind and I was able to get out of it free. We took our laser pass at Hamdallah. I took it to the police to have it registered.
After registration, there's this ASP Alaji Sise.
After the registration, there was an ASP called Alaji Sise. I was standing with him outside, beside my vehicle. We were chatting.
ala telephone fu vibration of ringing ne mang show bari ay attention ko ala attention dal tata ala telephone auto.
I don't know whether his telephone rang or it was on vibration, but somehow his attention was drawn to his telephone.
Nga moy ako Alaji Lansise.
I heard him say Alaji Lansise.
Abuko station.
Abuko station.
Okay, Kanila family farm. Ala what so?
Kanila family farm, and these were his words.
Then Abafuka, yes sir, okay sir, yes sir, okay sir.
Then he was saying yes sir, okay sir, yes sir, okay sir.
I telephone landi.
He placed the telephone.
Konye dombai, hana defa amno jetel siyon mi.
And said to me, my relative in Wolof, did you have any problems with people along the way?
Okay, wow. Okay, why case bi jehna ñom ñu ne misunderstanding na won.
I said to him, yes, but the case has ended because they said it was only a misunderstanding.
Akonye ñu ne ma jappala fi de.
He told me, well, they told me to keep you here.
Okay.
I said, okay.
Then akonye ila moto dundi.
Then he told me to take my vehicle inside.
Ntela moto be lore adame ani distance ni ani border la distance kadu Senegal kono, it's just like the edge of the wall. Janning the edge of the wall.
Where I was, my vehicle was parked and the Senegalese side of the border. The distance was just like from where I am on the edge of the wall.
Meter tanne fulade amanya na tambila wala.
Between 10 and 12 meters, not more than that.
Andu ngatante nyato mi simbal dunna border kono.
And there's nothing in front of me that can stop me from crossing the border.
Bari nintama be nako manfenke mola.
But I had this mindset that since I have done nothing wrong to anybody,
Nga moto ton nga park ila moto gara soto suo kono je. Police station la quarters to je.
I turned the vehicle and parked inside at the police headquarters.
So yen sorong wo cage kono.
The
immigration like cage bimbe Amdala police post to je.
So they locked me at the cage,
in the cell.
In the cell at the immigration.
Mandu cell of kono. I did not ika cage le for soto. Giria solam.
I did not go into the cell. You know you have a cage.
It is still a cell, but go
okay.
ahead.
Yes, okay, thank you for clarifying. Mfaniketa lori woto.
I was there the whole night.
For fanoketa.
Till morning.
One jobate, something jobate, o kumandina.
There was one jobate who was called.
Ko ayen samba banjul.
And told to take me to Banjul.
He was in plain clothes. Aman uniform odung.
He was not dressed in uniform, he was in plain clothes.
Unu samaketa back.
That day, it rained heavily.
Nganna moto malakota nyo bulandi.
I started my vehicle, took him on board, and we went.
Furata terminal to lotaka ferry, but almost 3 hours mbelorinje.
We went to the terminal, and we spent about 3 hours waiting for the ferry.
Celta Santo anata mbesiri moto kono mbabatula.
He went upstairs, and I was in the vehicle waiting for him.
Abe sino la mfele sino bebe sonare mbulle prungata na hajo la bari.
He was sleeping beside me, and everything was very easy for me to go on my own business, but I didn't do anything.
They treated the matter as a state matter.
They treated the matter as a state matter.
Then ferry nata ye priority dinna ndunta nyato.
So when the ferry arrived, we were given a priority, and we boarded in front.
Tata for Abuko station. Kabin ferry landed on Tata State Abuko station.
When the ferry landed, we went straight to the Abuko station.
A young handover, that was new coming 4, 5, 6, 5 miles from there, around 5.
And he handed me over between 4 and 5 in the evening.
At a tonta.
He returned.
Then Then
I said to the SO, I said to him, I did not sleep overnight. And I did not have my breakfast, and I am fasting. I requested to be allowed to go home and rest and return after breaking the fast.
Doctor,
he said, doctor, that is not a problem.
Why would they call you doctor?
When I saw we gave command doctor.
In Africa, doctor.
Well, you know, here in Africa, even if you only carry out injection or give out paracetamol, you are identified as a doctor.
So, Come ato auto fananka akuliata kunalda to ben kambakele faida.
That name also is one.
Sabam jamben nan safuno wolem.
That name is one
mentioned earlier.
That name is one that is frequently used, to identify me. If I were to have a third name, that is a name it would be. Sorry that I did not mention this earlier on. I started my vehicle and went home.
Were you released? Were you granted bail at that time?
Bail deal ba
Hani kuma man kachafu weva.
There was no discussion at the time before any judgment. There was no talk any. What brought me there, I was not yet told. I went home, prayed and slept until around 7, and I broke fast. I prayed the 7 p.m. prayers and I slept again, lay down again.
Almost around 9.
I woke up around 9. I picked up the telephone. I called the SO. I asked him, are you still at the station? He said, no, I'm not there yet.
Okay, I'm going ahead of you.
And I said, well, I'm going ahead of you. I started my vehicle. I told my wife that I'm going out and coming back. I went to the station. Between 10 minutes or so, the SO came. He said, wait for me, let me call these people so that they can come and we'll discuss this issue.
Okay.
I said, okay.
Within 10 minutes, Mitsubishi Pajero dark glasses.
He made a call, and within 10 minutes, a Mitsubishi vehicles came in with tinted glasses.
More fulajita.
2 individuals alighted.
Kilimo ngalone kabrimbe Gambia Kung Fu la President Yala. Gambia Kung Fu Association la President Yala.
One of them I knew while I was president of the Gambia Kung Fu Association.
Ntelanga black belt city at Kabriba inaugurate la.
I was the one who awarded him the black belt when he was inaugurated.
One ata ani keodo minga fana londe se common passing to me kafa Liz Gomez, the late Liz Gomez.
He came with some other person I knew also called Liz Gomez, the late Liz Gomez.
Did they both work for the same institution?
Yes,
Yes, I later knew that this Ibu was also with the NIA.
Because
The time I knew Liz was in NIA because we usually met.
And then,
we greeted. They went inside and called the ESO.
1 or 2 minutes, ESO fana kumana.
After 1 or 2 minutes, the ESO called me.
Liz kwenye hai, sise yola.
So Liz said to me, oh, Sise, it's you. I said, in what?
Kwenye yoya jote wa Kanilai family farm.
Said you are the one who had a problem with the people of the Kanilai family farm. I said yes. He said they told me to pick you up. I said to him, where are you taking me? He said NIA.
Okay.
I said okay. They started their vehicle and I started my vehicle and I went and I followed them.
Data for the second to last petrol station before Sting Corner. Can follow?
We went until when we reached Joshua and before the petrol station where there is a garage. It was raining. Their vehicle, which was ahead of me, signaled to the right.
A distance deal.
I also signaled. They parked and I parked. The distance between us. That man I told you, I tied his black belt called Ibusanya.
I awarded him the black belt called Ibusanya.
He alighted.
Anata asitan na moto nyato.
He came and sat in front of my vehicle.
Odo tata mbulata no.
The other one proceeded and we followed after him.
Ko nyeko yalon sise ibe sabarla drong wala kuolo.
He said to me, well, Cisse, you just have to be patient. You know, these people and their things.
Yeah, I
said,
what's going on?
What's going on? He said, nothing, but you know, these people, their things are too much. I told him, let's leave everything with God. We proceeded like that until we got into the NIA. Their vehicle went in and I also followed them in. He parked on the left. And the man told me, stand this other side. We all alighted. Lee said to me, where are your belongings, where are your documents? He said, give to these people here at the desk.
So now, back in the information left
I had a small bag, my papers, my documents, and my medication were all there.
So back in the ala.
So I took the small bag and handed it over to him. He asked me, do you not have anything inside your pockets? I said no. Where are your telephones? And I told them, here they are.
Okay,
Then he said to me, till tomorrow you and I are going to discuss. I said to him, am I spending the night here? He said to me, yes, tomorrow, as soon as I come, we'll discuss.
Okay.
I said, okay. So the guards that were there, one of them said to the others, take him to that other cell there. I told him that when I am in a tight place, I used to suffocate and sometimes I almost faint. He told me, when you come here, you are not always doing things according to your will.
Okay.
I said, okay. They took me.
NIA konotola ntata kofta bulu bala lado te den atandundi bundo kola ke bunda flale bala ten.
They took me inside the NIA and into a room which had a door, cage-like looking.
Sita mang situation no mirano mang alhalo landino nyama.
I sat down and I could not come to understand everything that was happening around me. So it was like a dream to me. I couldn't understand. It shook me. It was beyond what I could actually come to perceive. I got up and decided to pray. There was a bottle standing.
Plastic bottle.
When I smelled it, it was the smell of urine. There was another one there, empty, standing there. I was confused as to how to perform my ablution.
This was around about 11:30 time.
Then I heard the doors opening and the sound was approaching me. This was around 11. They removed the chain and they opened the door. The guard said to me, Cisse, come and answer here. You are needed here by some people. He proceeded and I followed after him.
Okay. He took
me upstairs and we got to a big hall just as this place is. People were sitting in front, but there were rows of seats on the sides. When he opened the door, when we arrived, he opened the door and I got inside and I faced them. The lights were on.
For us for use bang I told for that either us or use, but it sounds like that.
There was a deep voice I heard say us or use.
Okay, the lights
said to him, the lights.
What from the group na benta sirangol tema.
So that guy walked from the group and we met in the middle of where the chairs were arranged.
How was the person dressed?
Awo mare nying ay ala dum fem mala fedo fato la men dungi be nyaadi le.
Ke yero le my ordinary clothes le dundro. My uniform do ordinary clothes le bara.
He was dressed in ordinary clothes, not in any uniform.
Sini so le mani kutujang.
Had a shirt and a long trousers.
Nyenkelenta nyo ntambita.
So we gave each other way and we passed.
Ntebe futala nyina ate lampo fa.
As I was getting to these people, he put up the lights.
So the telephone no malata ya jinindi purunkane sute.
So they put on their telephones and they turned them over so that I could not recognize them.
Okay, unsita imafo nye jumala mitolti.
I sat down, but they did not identify who they were.
Kwenye sita.
They told me to sit down, and I sat down.
Yonkuru.
They surrounded me.
Did you know who asked you to sit down?
Yalo na jumale kanin kafo esi.
Ha kuo kola nata lo ko Pabo Janem.
Yes, after the incident, I came to realize that it was Pabojang.
Telephone unko the light.
He was the one who also set the light.
And who is this Pabojang?
Jumala nying Pabo jantoti.
Teletatanu KGI International.
He was the one at the KGI International.
Did he have any relationship with Yaya Jammeh?
Ani Yaya Jammeh badia ma hadamaya bete malaba.
Hai, ikabarindungale.
Yes, they said his
And what do you mean by KGI?
nephew.
KGI koto munete.
Kanilai Group International.
Anyway, Group International.
Ila branch benu traffic light, Karaba Avenue.
Their branch was at the traffic light, Karaba Avenue.
Tenten.
So, usita Yonkuru.
I sat down and they surrounded me.
Ate for telephone na for recorder and bare abelampo malarenne obe signal kanne akanyuninka muneketa.
He was questioning me, but he held something which was signaling. I don't know whether it was a telephone or a recorder.
Nga aketanya nga B5. Nga minfo je ye minfo aketanya exactly nga fa wala nya.
I narrated to him exactly what transpired.
Kuma fa woni stop.
He stopped that thing he was holding.
Imona ne fintita bana.
The four of them went outside.
After what he done wrong imurtana.
After a short while, they returned.
O mesema ni na benta lampo fa.
That slim guy we met with who went to put up the lights,
Kwenye suru akamoto yo ya Yaya Jammeh.
he said to me in Wolof, you are the one who is against Yaya Jammeh.
Sumekul.
Undress.
Ndela dendu ko jimo konka sabadoro bondi fufu.
Just as I bended down to remove my shirt,
Dole mburo muta dole sinfulol muta tenting. Yang muta alhawa kono nyama. Yang sakindi fonyo kono nyama.
some held my feet, others held my hand, and I was suspended in the air like that.
Spread eagle and
Yes.
Parce ya kumasi wala nyama kallipa fole munu wala mbare asibulu kon ni fulola kafunyo mo si tenting bara kuliyata do manding.
They started beating me with something which was like a plastic, but if you put two of your fingers, rubber, yes, you put two of your
fan belt.
Something like that, but I tiktele like stick. Liparo meta dininta.
The beating took a long time. It was painful.
Nkwaye ko nga ubijengalte bulu nkanata mubeta duma.
I wiggled myself from their grips and I escaped, but fell down.
Mbe ton kanyama kote liparo na kote ke rombulo benda folo busara ko nyimfe ngamuta.
So as I told, the beatings continued. So the whip that was coming down on me, I gripped it with my hand.
Ngamuta hamo minna tenala sabo hamo anda manke ke bambandinti aboitanka akumbalo benta nkaro feja.
So I held it so tight because he was not a very powerful guy. As he was trying to pull, he fell on me and his knee hit me on my side.
That heavy voice kamkulima kaya kote ke stopal.
That heavy voice told him to stop.
Aya tabulu.
He took it from him.
Obe abe recording na de kabili bursa na kote ka recording start le kote.
And all that while he was recording, because when they returned, he was continuing the recording.
During that beating, were you crying?
Wali paro ni waron ngono fo tarta ka wuri bamba ka kumbo.
Hanim man kumbo bari kabrimba fala kabria ko ngabula.
No, I did not cry, but when he told me to release it,
wato faydan koritere kan koriri o kono kuma kan koriri o ton kay ko ikaminge na kan dimin dum man fenkela.
At that time, I was desperate, and I told him that
I was weak.
I was weak, and what I told him was, what you doing to me is painful.
And I have not done anything to you.
And I have not done anything to you.
Oh, heavy voice,
That was when that heavy voice that I later come to know to be Pabojans, he told him to stop.
Then I
Then he took the whip from him.
For many times.
You'll see him hitting the carpet for many times.
As he was doing that, where was this recording device?
He held it in his left hand. He had the recorder on his left hand, the whip on his right, and he was beating the carpet. After it took some time, he stopped and stood up. So they all got up, and he said to me, if you are asked, tell them that we beat you up.
Did that leave any impression with you?
The thought I had was that the beating can be reported, it can be repeated. That was the fear I had.
But how about the hitting of the mat, of the carpet?
That showed me that he has some sympathy for me, and also to appease someone that he has done.
He is doing something when actually he was not doing that.
Doing something when actually he wasn't doing it.
But what about the recording device?
That is to say that what he was doing is either he was recording it for someone to listen to later, or whether that was used as a listening device for someone to actually get to hear what was happening at the material time.
But the reality is you were also tortured.
Yes, I was tortured.
Did you sustain any injuries?
Yes, I had injuries because I came with the injuries from Abuko. Those were not yet taken care of. These ones also came. And sometimes even my shirt used to stick on my body. They went and left me there. They went out, but one stayed behind. He was the last to go out. I was sitting down, just like here. He came behind and put his hand on my neck and said to me, Sike, told me, be patient. We have seen the truth, but we cannot do anything about it. His words. These are his words. He said,
Jata.
Said his name was Buba Jata.
Okay. Then atata guard ni natankamma ay lampo malantata.
He went, and then the guard came and put on the light and took me.
From what you say, was the NIA aware, the NIA as an institution, were they aware that you were being tortured?
Fo kumela kumakaoni ya sata janyame. Fo NIA nying kodoku bundalem. Fo ya kalamudala ko yesamba jele kitajire ya ila sansangono jeba.
Ninkini mundi.
If I am to say my own perception, they are the ones who cooked up this thing and they dish it out to me.
They know very well. Itolle samana ila institution auto ila mole fanan kandi mole kallipa.
They know it.
Yeah, I know very well.
Because they were the ones that brought me to the institution, and it was the people who handed me over to people who tortured me.
Proceed, please.
Yenjindi woto, yenjindi o stairs to ntata dumala nika finti drong self lalebe yobala je yendu ni killing kono.
They took me down the stairs. As soon as you come out, there were 2 cells, and they put me into one of them.
Does the cell have a name?
Yes. Later, the second day nata moy God killing ka for do ko ko tasalo sikana mbamba dinka dato jeba and then tetamita tasalo na ubunda to je.
It was the following day that I heard one of the guards say to the other, pick up the kettle from Bambadinka. And while I was passing to the cell, I saw the kettle standing there.
That's how I knew the name.
That's how I knew that it was Bambadinka that I was blocked in.
Proceed.
And then
It was Janjanta.
Then they dispersed.
Ngalawo nyamale.
I spent the night there.
Janning God nimbita ay kabafula sambanyena.
Before the guard left, he brought 2 bottles for me.
Jebe do kono do be empty.
One had water, the other was empty.
Konye ni be jala mutale sinyi use. Isi ndo use salje mutola.
Said if you are using yourself, you can use this other one, and the other you can use it for ablution.
Wato le nata kataka dendu ko nyim bondi no mbala. It was half torn.
That was when I tried and removed the shirt from my body, which was half torn.
Then ngasaljiyo mutante tententa salola fo sino enkorinde wato minna ngal carton le bije half wet kalkilo de sinandi kalkilo be jari budu ngalla wala kango carton wala kawo nyam.
That was how I prayed until I got sleepy, and then there was a curtain on the floor which was half wet. That was where I lay on.
Fano keta ni moma kuma fo moma fem fo fana for almost the same time suto kotake.
Daybreak, nobody spoke to me. I was just like that until almost the same time in the night.
But this was Ramadan time. Did you eat?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Mandomorke.
I did not eat.
The following day in them sunte wato.
It was the following day when it was time to breakfast. There were biscuits in the vehicle and my water.
The following day.
I called someone to bring them for me, and that was what I used to breakfast the following day.
Between 11 12
Between 11 and 12 midnight, they came after me again. The door was opened, and the guy said to me, Cisse, come and answer, people need you.
Who said that to you?
Security. The guard. Security.
The same security?
Yes. He took me upstairs again.
This time, lampo be firing.
This time, the lights were off.
Mammo sute cigarette sisi wala be paring bun kono ani cigarette malo ni mobile ni be jimin dum.
I did not see anybody. I did not recognize anyone. All you had was the scent of cigarette and cigarette lights and mobile lights.
Did you smell any alcohol?
Is fenne zero tawa men kamunta membe munun leve ko dola.
Yes, that was in the atmosphere. Yes.
Kat min be no kunne belli paka.
Those who were standing over me and beating me, they were smelling of alcohol. As I got to them, they told me to sit down. I think they came with 3 branches when they were coming. Those were the ones that caused me more injuries, because some of them cut my skin, some of them tore through. I was explaining, they were beating me, they were asking me, I was explaining what happened, they were beating me until their sticks were all broken. They got up and they told me that if anybody should ask you, tell them that we have beaten you up. When they were taking me downstairs to take me where they took me earlier, at that time these beaters had already gone.
ila moto belo na moto dala lampu polo koto.
Their vehicle was parked close to my vehicle under the lamp pole.
Bedun kad selo yin kono wato min ngaje moto pickup fiwelemu.
When I was getting into my cell, I saw a black pickup.
Ala side ada safira bala jonglers.
On the sides was written Junglers.
A headlight jama soto akuwo kan santo either 4 or 5 dal wonyo ba akuwo kan santo.
There was a row of headlights in front, either 4 or 5.
Ngamul minje some of them mo fula bije wole ni fell hard ole do.
The people I saw there, 2 of them were putting on felt caps.
Mo sababe kono mini alon ko e fenfin wole do. But the distance on beni etem ante al halo sute nola.
3 individuals were there who were dressed in black, but because of the distance between where I was and where they were, I could not make out who they really were.
Ngalawo nyama.
I slept like that.
Also manda
The following morning,
6 tala woro ma fon.
around 6,
Inate dae.
they came and opened the door.
Sise,
She said,
ibe kula bang
"Are you going to take bath?"
ko e hani.
I said to them, "No."
Isula tamela
"What do you need?"
ko e hani fen.
I told them nothing.
Ko nyoke.
They said, "Okay."
Donata musu donata ayo carton sinande o bondi.
One lady came, took the wet curtain,
Jalamuta kapoto nyim bondi.
and took the chamber pot.
Ye fita do mandi.
They cleansed the place a little bit.
Data.
They closed the door.
For 9-10 ma famala.
I think around 9 or 10,
Yang kumandi ko den santo.
they called me upstairs again.
Inata yen sambaje ko nye molle sulatela.
They came, took me up there and told me people need you there.
Nyindo do so mandalti.
This was in the morning.
Ngatabulu batala lori.
I found a big table.
Siran fula banyato, siran kilimba faye.
2 chairs were in front of it. One was on its own.
Gadi nye sindi wota atetata.
The guard sat me down there and left.
So tani na be siari molbe la hajol to pato kanje mol katambina. Lo modo li enjeje.
There was coming in and out of people, and some people who knew me saw me there.
Mbije ro mo fula fintina na bundo kono inatantara salo into isita sira nyinka.
I was there. After some time, 2 individuals came from the inside and sat there with me.
Ye fa
Introduce. Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Ye fa introduce nye ko do ka to mo sol bajileti abata state house state guard commander.
They introduced themselves. One said he was Sol Baji from the State House.
Do ka to mo atobo tan konale and akondom mo gajagaleti.
The other one, I've forgotten his name, but the same name
NIA
is,
director at the state house.
but his name is Gajaga, and he was the NIA director at the State House.
Iko yaare ki na mpure na ay na nyininka muneketa.
They said that Yaya sent them to come to me to ask me what happened.
Ay kumakantara mamala ay landi ntema.
He took a recorder, put it on, and put it in between us.
Which year I sent them?
Yaya Jumaleki.
Yaya
Jammeh.
Yeah, Jammeh, former president of the Gambia.
Proceed, please.
And then?
Ay kumakantara landi ay nyininka.
He put the recorder down and asked me.
Ako yaare nkinang ako ngane nyininka muneketa.
He said, Yaya sent us to come and ask you what happened.
Ako be explain aketanya ngamin foje nga fo le nyama nga ke ngane nga ke wala nga fo wala nyama.
I explained everything to him. What I said there, what I did there, I told him exactly what happened.
Barata drong ay kumakang tarama minta fa.
He sprang up, took the recorder and put it off.
Tonta ka monye ko
He turned and said to his colleague,
traffic offense.
traffic offense.
What is that doing at the State House until the president have to handle the file? Okay, traffic offense. What come in the State House for president from the Marala or Kaitola?
Said traffic offense, what business has it got to do with the State House to the extent that the president is even getting involved?
Is handling the dossier, is handling the case file. Proceed.
Kabri of a damali nyoji be kwenye ko anyway.
When they said that, they looked at each other and then they said, anyway,
Kwenye mbena report wa safela lembe bulalale.
said, we are going to write our report and we will release you.
Iwulta.
They got up.
Yani be wulla.
Before they got up,
Intena malon ko buluko nden fulote eka kaito maboje.
Did you tell them you were tortured?
Waya fana ko e tajire yaraba.
Yes. Everything that happened
Everything
In fact, mbolo be nyama watamo nimne njedro bana ko nyintambeta kula.
Whatever, all the things that happened there, I told them. In fact, the state of my body was such that anyone that saw me would know that I have passed through something.
So yeah, numbers safe yeah in case you need us.
So they wrote numbers and handed them to me and said in case I needed them.
Yeah, can you faro flow team attending.
They put that them between two of my fingers.
Itata.
They left.
God nata makote ga sindi list la office on yati mo sira mo bije.
God came and collected me and took me and I sat in front of Lisa's office. So in the chair there.
So linka jaga meta list la office for.
But at this stage, were you aware that Saul Baji was in fact the commander of the junglers?
Pare fo tambono fo na lo yalo ne bang Saul Baji atelam jungula la ko nyaron ko riba.
Hani wallahi hani amoma fa malo no wala kana nara je follow.
Not at all, because if you know him personally, that was the first time I'm seeing him.
Namanka famfonye ninka telemu state guard commander.
If not for the introduction that he told me that he was a state guard commander.
There and then I
was there waiting for them and they were inside with Liz Gomez.
If you
they came out and they emphasized this statement they made earlier on that they were going to release me.
After some time, Liz
After some time, Liz called me inside
through a guard.
The guard took me there.
Doctor, we have nothing against you. I'll let you go home.
He said to me, Doctor, we don't have anything against you. I'll let you go. And that was his statement.
We have nothing against you. I'll let you go home.
We have nothing against you. I will let you go home.
Okay, but
I said to him, but you know me very well. Where I was detained, I have done nothing wrong to warrant that. To warrant being locked in this place. He said, no. As for now, now you are not going back to that place. He opened the door, called the guard, and told him to take me to the guard room. That was how they took me downstairs to the guard room. I spent the remainder of the day there.
4 days. Na family malam bedane, I was held in Comunicado.
I was there for 4 days and my family did not know where I was. I was held in Comunicado.
Man access to my treatment la.
I did not have access to my treatment.
Man access to lawyer la.
I did not have access to a lawyer.
Man access to my family la.
I did not have access to my family.
For banna salo la astagfirullah sungar salo.
After the corrective prayers.
La samu.
The following day.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether
it was the very day or the day after. It's been a long time and I'm careful not to say something that is not true. I had a stomach upset. When I was home, the medicine that I used to use frequently, I put it on the table. But it was not in the vehicle. I told them to check into my bag. I checked there, but it was not there. I started to vomit.
Worried.
And they were worried.
I need to talk to my people.
I told them that I need to talk to my people.
So that
they will know what is happening. That was when they called Liz. Liz told them to give me back my phone and I called people. That was how I called one of my senior brothers. He came there.
He is late now. Bakarin Dembo Sonko. Abandoned some time back.
He is late now, some time ago.
When
he came, I undressed. Right together.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I am
because the state of my body that you saw, we cried together. He
He said to me, well, now that I know you are here,
If
if God wills it, you will leave this place.
But not now understand after covering Infintita,
What I came to understand later after I was released,
or some personnel of the NIA,
but some personnel of the NIA,
well, they had found one provide distance from the case because HE found the case in HE found.
that they warned him to distance himself from the case because he was the one involved in this case.
So Morocco for 14 days.
So I was in that detention like that for 14 days.
Well, Lincoln on Friday,
One day, on a Friday,
Namwe Tabulo Teka for Sisele,
I heard it been said, we are in Sise.
Gafro Kayako Sise Juma Kaya member detained ninja. Because at the time, Inteda Malabe Ninja for almost 10 days, Lincoln ne Musudosa Mananje, Eko Weleka Baba Jobla Musola Alawanso Diala, 2 Libyan correspondents into Yofana Mutawale Asamana.
When they asked which, the guards asked which Sise, because at that time I was the only one in detention there for only for 10 days. It was one day that one lady was brought in. They said the lady was the one transacting the allowance for Baba Job's wife with the Libyans.
So, Ikoyako Sise Felejan, Yen Kumandim Fintana, Yedayalem Funtana.
They said to him, Sise is here. They opened the door and I came out.
Akonyeko Nate
He said to me, I came to pick you.
Maminto.
I said, where are you taking me to?
Akato Mulani Sise, Tinka Kansa Mamunto.
He said his name was Lamin Sise. And I said to him, where are you taking me to?
Konye serious crime.
He said to me, serious crime.
Okay.
I said to him, okay.
Nana information on the document of data from the NIA.
I took my information, all my documents from the NIA.
Akonye la motole nka afela akonye amara.
He said to me, where's your vehicle? And I told him it is here, and he told me to start the engine.
But manna manta benka moto sambakatu watro siwejita.
But I was not lucky to take my vehicle because the tire was punctured.
Bulatala motora.
We went into his vehicle.
Wo NIA boyo ninka fa ninatang arrest ani Liz Ibusanya.
That NIA boy who came to arrest me alongside Liz called Ibu Sanyang.
Well, weighing escort again with this Lamin Sise to serious crime.
He escorted me alongside Lamin Sise to the serious crime.
The serious crime, what Juma Salo Manjam for back almost the 12th Mafon Lokono.
When we arrived there, the Friday prayer was not yet, it was not yet time for Friday prayer, it was just after 12.
Selta Fosanto, the office of Conodron, Commissioner Nimbeji.
We went upstairs. As we got into the office, the commissioner who was there,
Sise Kayako, Lamin Sise Kayako, yes, I compliment Aka Felenti, Aka Jumalan, Aka Sise.
Lamin Sise complimented him and told him, and he said to him, who is this guy? And he told him, this is Sise.
Sise Jumaka, Nimbe detained the NIA.
He told him, which Sise? And he told him, the one that was detained at the NIA.
Aka nga fale ne nyina case manfutanto la makamoto ya bondi dama sendije.
He said to him, I told you, his case is beyond our ability.
Our level.
Our level. Return him back to where you have taken him from. When I heard this thing, I knew things were getting turned out to be a very serious matter.
Become foolish.
Become very foolish.
Commissioner
The commissioner asked me, what's your name? And I said, Lang Sise. He said to me, what happened? I wanted to explain, and he told me to sit down.
I
picked up a telephone. He spoke to someone downstairs. He told him, come and collect this guy and take him to the Abuko station.
So one night I fuel coupon or do drive Ola.
He came, gave fuel coupons to the driver.
NIA escort me.
Myself, that individual, and the NIA escort.
That Abuko station.
We went to the Abuko station. When we arrived, it was just past 1 p.m.
Okay, you hand over, it will say it now.
They handed me over and they returned.
I was seated behind the counter and I was chatting with the SO.
Ko do en statement ota.
He told one officer to take my statement.
Aya start.
He started.
Tata fanyato ay kalalandi.
After some time, he placed down the pen.
Ay kuma kama fa ko ndete nyin kala moy watu be mo safele be dundila do be ka fenke.
He said, I will not do this against anyone. Every time you are writing things and just implicating people.
It's okay, okay, just do your job.
So said to him, just do your job.
Abalanta.
He refused.
Statement or
I was the one that wrote my own statement.
You must have seen that Sally.
Friday prayer time came and I went and performed my prayers. All of us prayed at the mosque and we returned back together.
What is a commissioner called Bundu Station?
That was when the SO called the commissioner at Bundum Station.
Akai Sise Bijan Lafta Sambal Nane.
And told him that Sise is here, I want to bring him along.
Okay, Samana.
He told him, bring him.
Akai Barin Mototi Janga, Akai Ila Motota Ya Samana.
He said to him, but there is no vehicle here. But then he told him, take your own vehicle and bring him.
Unyale private water, I drive to Bundu Station.
That was when he took his own private vehicle and drove me to the Bundum Station.
Coming from I hand over when he Lansaro Manjam Fanyola, Data Sally Nata.
When we arrived, he handed me over. It was just around 5 p.m. 5 p.m.
After Janimita Salola, Wokonyeko, Mokumandibang, I may bail.
But before I went for the 5 p.m. prayers, someone said to me, call someone to come and bail you.
Akonye sise wonun tol da ndajana akonye bini sojar NIA police akonye bele janganta be nyininka.
He said to me, that day we were all worried here. The soldiers, NIA, police, we were all scattered here trying to look for you. They said you attempted a coup d'etat and you ran away.
Then, Nteta Salinata, when you were more than an Kilomoti,
I went and prayed, came back, and it coincided with the arrival of these other people.
And then I bailed the data work on that Friday.
My bail was prepared and I went home that Friday.
So who accused you of making a coup d'etat and running away?
Well, among moto for passé,
he did not say identify anyone per se. But he just said to me that they said you attempted a coup d'etat and ran away.
Yes. Who was that told?
Come back.
To whom was that statement made? To whom were you reported to have?
Commissioner. The commissioner B division.
The commissioner B division.
Said you were accused of a coup d'etat.
Right.
Did he tell you to whom was that accusation made? Did he reach Yaya Jammeh?
For ya for en bang tu miro nyinga for da malema for Yaya Jammeh namba.
And I wanted to stage a coup d'etat against Yaya Jammeh.
But was Yaya Jammeh informed?
For Yaya Jammeh ya kala mutandila ba.
Your information will be that was why I not file about the phone.
That was the information they gave him, which was why he had my file with him.
But this is something you don't know. This is just hearsay.
Na detention wa to be more no foka be from station or tele for me.
During the
Na belo kola.
cause of my detention, I did not know. But when I got to the station, after the bail, I got the information.
When you were interviewed by Gajaga and Sol Baji, did they say anything about coup d'etat?
Biring Gajaga ning Sol Baji sindike nyininga fo kuma fo en ba men sujida ning coup d'etat la kola ba.
Ani woliente la kibarol ta bay to man kibar dinte. Na manke e kaytol min dinna ani ka fanyo ko na kayto be ya fa la bu.
They took information from me, but they did not give me any information apart from the paper they gave me, and also to tell me that my file was with Yaya Jammeh.
From that interview with Sol Baji and Gajaga, did you have anything to suggest to you that they suspected you of having been involved in a coup d'etat?
O nyini karol ni jabiro menda medel ni Gajaga ni Sol Baji tema fok fennata ne sondo mo kono ro memba tabi sabatin le sondo mo kono ko asikino nyinu de be nyini ga kan ko lafta coup d'etat ko la kala
Hani na miral manta o kam fa.
I didn't even think of that.
for all intents and purposes, it was still about this cattle and the obstruction and the assault.
Hamo aning la miro be mimsi da jabe tata nada wala nisi kuoti.
Ani ebo inga minkenka wada ma wale bente kuwa kono.
The cattle and the attack that they did to me, that was what was in my mind.
And was that the only subject of the interview?
Yes.
So this issue about you being involved in a coup d'etat, that was something that was later?
Yes.
I
came to know that later.
All right. Proceed, please.
On bail on Monday.
When I was leaving, he told me to report on bail on Monday.
Case report jang.
When I asked him, who reported this case here that I attempted a coup d'etat? He said, Pabojang.
I mentioned him before, team follow nyato minata kantojo.
He was the one I named here earlier, that he led the team that came to torture me.
Okay, at a residency Malombang.
I said, well, but do you know where he resides?
Malong.
He said he does not know.
Okay, intending friend nata hadamaya, because it's a common person to me, and you're nata hadamaya interstate.
Because he was someone that I knew, we had a lot of good relationship. After that, I went home.
Consultation, okay?
Later on, I mounted my own investigations to try to know who Pabojang was.
Works with the TRRC here.
One of my colleagues was, I think he works with the TRRC, Akolamin Mane. He said to me that
Pabojang
is a friend of a friend with whom they work together. The boy that was circumcised is working with
the boy the child that is circumcised, his father works with Pabojang, and he is his cashier.
Okay.
Then okay, I couldn't take a problem to Purukawaji.
He said to me it would not be a problem to see him.
So after I
relaxed for a short while,
that guy's name is Saja Kamara.
I went to see that Saja Kamara
with my friend Lamin. Then Saja called Pabojang. That was on Saturday. Saja Pabojang called Akayako.
Saja called Pabojang and said to him,
doctor
that doctor we were looking for the other night is my doctor. Let's terminate this case.
Okay, Pabojang
said to him, I'm in Kanilai.
But Sunday, either Kitty or Sifobang, Nisate Fulo, Kilina, Kanyantam, Sola, Niso, Sambaraje, in a garden, Kafuku and Lembang. Yenta Niso Sambala Wuneje, Nim Bentajes, for discourse that Sunday.
He said he was coming to either Kitty or Sifo because he was taking cattle to one of the women groups there. And that if he came on that Sunday, we could meet there and discuss.
Did you meet him on the appointed date?
Amanke.
Did you subsequently get to meet him?
Yeah.
We have to.
Yes, I want to correct. Naranata Pabojang meetle.
We eventually went to meet Pabojang.
I promised Diko, Minda report la bail next, Obata la case in Fata.
He gave a promise that by the next time I would report for bail, that would have the time that the case would have been terminated by then. But when I arrived, the prosecutor said to me, Sise, this case of yours, What you are telling me and the order I'm getting from up above is not the same, but I will do my work.
Nkaela doko bentela kuobe ala laburu. Kana hani simpanya nasi mila doko do ntela kuobe ala laburu.
I told him, do your work. I leave my things are in the house of God. So do not be negligent in your work any bit.
Na correspondence do fananta mbari ndimma do bije telem youth leader tinu APRC.
One of my nephews was a youth leader with the APRC.
Yafay Modou Ndiaye.
Called Modou Ndiaye.
Ufana nimpa Paboja nyin kafuta bake.
He is very close to Paboja.
Abu ufana case nyin ko kala muta ko no Paboja would not be a problem.
When he got to know about the case, he said to me, Paboja would not be a problem.
Na te fananta je that day maje no akonyo ko ay intebina mulla la ngaje. Akonyo sisilang hakil to ko so to case
I went together with him to Paboja, but we could not meet him. But he said to me he would return back to meet him. But he told me to calm down and stop worrying.
Because what on every Friday, every Monday, you can report for a warning letter in do
Because that time at my place of work, I used to report every Monday and Friday to the extent that I was given a warning letter at my place of work.
All right, saying atata Pabojan meet.
He eventually met Pabojan.
Pabojan kayako, this case is beyond me now.
Pabojan said to him, this case is beyond me now.
So
and I said, well, whatever we are going to meet ahead of us, we'll get to know.
The next report on bail, data report on bail, wrong.
As I went to report on bail again,
prosecutor Konyoko Sijan.
The prosecutor said to me, sit here. I sat there.
After 1 hour,
for
some reasons, I don't know.
I called to my place of work and informed them that I am detained here for some time and I do not know for what reasons.
Prosecutor in file of Fintana, you are going to court today.
The prosecutor came out with some files with one other individual and they told me that today you are going to court. I said it's good.
I'm going to court. I may not come early today.
I called my office again and informed them that I was going to court and that I will not come early today. They took me to a place where there were 2 chambers.
I was sitting on
the first chamber and Edward, who was the judge, came. Magistrate.
Butunga kabiri kumenga nyolo nenga nyomu datende akonye munekera janimbe experience ono datla dra akonye mbatunga uranga nana.
Since we were acquainted to each other, we just held each other like this, and he said to me, what happened? And before I started explanation, he told me, let me go and undress and come back.
Janabi nala.
Before he came back,
ikonye sise.
They said to me, Sise,
Najang,
come here.
Yensa undi chamber door.
They transferred me to another chamber.
Okay, ndundandata si ndefo data si prisoners bench leka.
I went inside and I went on my own and sat on the prisoners bench.
Court rise.
I was there and there was a knocking and an announcement, court rise.
Magistrate
a magistrate came in.
He was puzzled.
When our eyes locked, he was puzzled.
He's my
younger brother, he's a loved one, and he's someone that I have a very good rapport with. As we were there, our case was called. One boy stood up and said that I knocked him with a vehicle.
In fact, a lot of mandia from prosecutor of Fanka,
in fact, he stood and could not speak. It was a prosecutor who said to him, did you not say that this man knocked you with a vehicle the other day? And he was saying, yes, yes, and he was trying to hold his waist.
Mike. Sorry. But before all this, did you later have a discussion with the magistrate to indicate to him what the charges were against you? Or what the allegations were against you?
Yes.
Case la call follow caller.
After the first, the case was called for the first time, I went to him, to his home.
Prisoners bench, prison.
said to me, my elder brother, what's the matter? When I saw you sitting on the prisoner's bench, I said to myself, what has this guy done? And when I was with Lamin Mane, said I was surprised.
Na situation na explain ko mi ka promotion tan ka ni so la alhara ko in fact yo na kente fon la wonu ko nyente be ministre rango normal no be koma rango jam fata na case file be mbulu nyante review la janne be sitting shot la sama.
So just to make the story short, I explained to him about the whole incident of the cattle, and he said to me that situation also happened to him. He was behind a row of cattle, and he had case files which he was trying to rush to deliver.
Kwenye kabiringa mfuta da silo kunturada menga the other lenta against the cattle.
He said when I got to where there was a cross junction, and I took the other lane to avoid the cattle.
Kwenye mfuta tela tolu kantarla la wato mina do inyapelana moto nyato yotana moto nyato stop.
He said as soon as I got to where the herders were, they paused on my vehicle and they stopped me.
Kwenye ko murukoma.
They told me to reverse back.
Kwenye bari na rajibe ko nga judiciaire moto le bembulu ani mfana ngandres nyamen kwenye teta.
But after they realized that I was driving a judiciary vehicle and the manner that I was dressed, they asked me to proceed.
But you were ultimately prosecuted?
Yes.
What was the outcome?
Itolubuka na labamala magistrato kwenye ko ye muro bondile mo silandi ya mo fitnandi muro la ko ba threatening violence da labantan charge la wala.
They were not coming to present themselves in the courts, but in the end, the magistrate said to me, you took a knife and you threatened someone, and that you have been found wanting on that aspect. We are going to fine you, or you'll spend this amount of time in prison.
What was the fine?
Sanjikili wara 5,000.
1 year or 5,000. But then he asked me, do you have anything to plead to the court? I told him I am a medical personnel, and during the 14 days of my detention, I have lost 12 patients who are HIV patients.
How did you lose them?
No, they died at the clinic. And they were going for this presidential treatment, and then and they were not able to cope up.
They went for the president's treatment.
Could you give us a list of those? Not now. Later, give us a list of all those people who died. They died in the PATP, you say?
No, at my clinic, at German clinic, yes.
But they were part of the PATP?
Right.
All right, and they died?
Yes.
When they died, were they still part of the PATP?
No, they gave up, came back for the RTV, retroviral.
So they gave up on the PATP, and came back for antiretroviral, but they couldn't make it?
They couldn't.
What do you say about the presidential treatment program?
Did it
work for the patients you met or did not?
If there was any benefit, it's the drinking of the milk, eating of the meat, and eating bananas. Other than that, there is no other benefit. There is no benefit in terms of cure.
All right. So, and then what happened?
Council, I think it's important for us to get that list from him.
Yes.
Notwithstanding the fact that they had left him at the program already.
Yes, we will get the list.
Thank you.
Inshallah. So, and then what happened after that?
When I made that plea, then he wrote down something and said, you will pay 1,000 or spend a month in prison. So I and Mane went and paid the 1,000, and we were issued a receipt.
And case in Banta wala nyama.
And that was the end of the case.
What did you do after that?
ina na muna ke wokola
Ha ntata na clinic oto.
I went to my clinic.
Nintu babo mbedo kwa kumandi sanda kwenye langa kwenye man safe jang.
The European that I was working, or the white man that I was working with, said to me, called me upstairs and said to me, Lang, it's not safe for you to be here.
Akonye bifa mwona tajang. Ngalo ndoko manke sasa toti, they were asking for you.
He said today, people came here, they were asking for you, but I know that these are not people who are sick.
Kwenye mbatuma 15 days holiday dila nyejo kodora. Ye finti demand rest.
He said to me, let me give you a 15-day holiday and pay you some money so that you will go and rest.
So nyama.
So that was what I did. I went home, left there some money.
Then I Senegal.
Then I went to Senegal.
And for how long did you remain in Senegal?
itara Senegal for what jelu
6.5 years.
6.5 years.
Why did you stay in for 6.5 years?
muna sabu ajara eta puru itara mane membe Senegal bango sanji woro nim feng
Ko bin tambital halo min kono and luma min nam bota jang on the 5th of November.
Because of the experience of going through, and the day that I left here on the 5th of November, that day I was informed that people came to look for me at home in the night.
So
To save my life and also to put the mind of my family members at rest. At rest, I left the country so that I can have peace of mind.
And how did all this impact your life?
ninko be keri ngokola ay na mun kola ya kullel sabu ila balu kono
Kota ko min sabu wasiatale.
The difficulties it brought me are many.
Atu hakilten kumbali adamma wo mu wa fansun kola ya kulti.
Lack of peace of mind alone.
Imba janjanta
The families is scattered.
karambol tarbeta
The education was retarded.
musudo bije o harjetan koma.
One of I was there with a woman who got pregnant in my absence.
One of my daughters impregnated, teenage pregnancy, because of our desire. Ndinkeke wa bandang koma.
My eldest son died in my absence.
Ndun kabrinti jatele kana hajo dol to pato janka family la survival and sustain.
And while I was away, he was the one who was running things and helping with the family sustenance.
If I know from bana wolunga kumandile so manda.
In fact, the day that he died, I called him that morning
Because nimo do leka do hodo kenwa iye kododo ayodo ko ke kododo jo ayenta tara balance o kamara.
I was working with some people who made a payment, so he was to go and receive the balance.
Nga ko nka ko nyinu ko esta ko do balance o nyin kama ko ni okay.
I called him and told him that these people said that he should go and collect the balance. And he said okay, and I gave him the number.
Mbota kawla nkata Tambakunda.
I left Kolak, going to Tambakunda.
Boftala Kafrin do ta around 11 ma fo nga ko kota ko nyin nadi am tala ko wula ron sta ko do kam.
I got to Kafrin around 11. I called him and he said he has spoken to them and that they had asked him to go there around 11 to pick it.
Then adana tentem boftala Tamba after 1 kata 2 ka.
When I got to Tamba, between 1 and 2,
Saltanga lado mandimbe fo nyin kan fo ma fo ro yon ko le ko nyatu tabalto jan.
I prayed and relaxed for some time. Around 4, they called to say that he drowned.
That was the end of him.
That was the end of him.
Do not manage one at the impact sort of buying to abandoning. Other impact, very negative impact sort of Akabara. Because Abota failed wrong the incidents in Keta, so Akatubarala, Akilo Mantan Kuno, Brunata Fere, and in Dindin Fulo, Toddler's all, it was anyone on a very risky road. Well in Tamba.
That caused serious implication on the mom, because after that happened, she used to have these frights. So that led me to try for her and the 2 kids who were toddlers to make a risky journey to join me where I was in Senegal.
And in Basela, Willingara Kata, for
I went to Basse through Willingara.
That I received.
I went and picked them up.
When did you return to Gambia?
sanju male muruna na Gambia banko kan
2017 end of 2017 mafa.
I think around end of 2017.
No further questions, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you, Mr. Cisse, for coming to testify before the Commission.
Kiaman ko inumbara ke council inumbara ke Mr. Cisse me musero ti ila seda ndiroto komisa wanyati.
And we sympathize with you for the sufferings that you endured in the hands of agents of the state.
Ko haninga bi balafa bi kang kolea lementaki na bankola tanko bunda do bural bulo kono.
Commissioners, if you have any questions, please indicate.
Commissioner ninga tramomo ni karo sedo isa itandi.
If not, if you have any remarks and closing remarks to make, please proceed to do so now.
Temberaro commissioner moma soro men lafte ni kala silang kumo be bulu ninga tre kuma soro be lafte gera kumo da soro men na isi tenten.
Be ala tentula don be commissioner ni tentula be banko ma sakunda fanan tentula.
Thank God, thank the Commission, and also the government of the day.
Ela hakili nyimma la kanyong kafolo ndi pruka tonya finti ndi moluka.
For their foresight in establishing this commission to unravel the truth for the good of the population.
Ba manta mo tala fananka nto sene andi fananka to kuma jamal le fota.
I also take this opportunity to clear my name because so many things have been said.
Mol ba fala mo le fa jana people are aborta ay nyala ni so letaki aborta people are ke aborta kumol siata.
People are saying he has killed someone and he ran away. He killed James, he knocked and killed James cattle and ran away. He planned a coup d'etat and ran away. Many things have been said.
Bari mbenyi senen le mola ko manku ke mola molle boytanka ye bala fi watilina ye mantora yentora ngabe ke ala la kijeti ngala ta afefana.
But I'm saying to everyone that I have done nothing wrong. It was people who pounced on me and maltreated me and made me to suffer, but I leave everything in the house of God.
Bari namuto kono ngala nako banko kanja mol buka kuke mo ila mole ka wula ne bole ye wulira kuwala.
But during the time of my detention, I came to realize that here in this country, nobody does not anything. It is people who get up on their own and report you, and then they come after you.
Let's be
very cautious with the way we deal with one another, and also to give everybody their right. Let us give peace a chance to thrive inside the country. That way is the security grouping that is here, ECOMIG. Let us be very careful with them and give them a chance so that peace will reign in the country. I am not saying that our security services cannot maintain peace in this country, but
Africa beto le kama fay bundama pure kafumoluma puruka kairo sabatindi kensen ke onyama hani.
But the whole of Africa will not agree on one voice to create a security wing just for doing so sake.
Aketo dilalo to ay jelu wati so wala nam fanamba kala jasi jam fana wati alamare kayo ke banko kan ni muslim banko be.
Such moves have been done in other countries and it augured well for them, which is why it is also going to be done for this country and it will also augur well for the Gambia. I thank you all.
My
health situation is something that is also of interest to me.
Anina muta wucho akawucho minta okala fale sa abuka famanna fabanta na muta wucho nyisi tambi lundola.
Before I used to experience the trouble intermittently, but after my detention the occurrences are more frequent than before.
And
that is something that is worrying me, and I'm throwing out there my appeal for assistance.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Cisse. Again, we share your pain and the difficulties and the losses that your family endured.
Ankabi Mr. Cisse kolea lai mentaki inin bele ba kolea nyingolo anin ni kuya anin fo ifora menna inin tol bele otala.
Council will take a 30-minute break. If that is okay, would the next witness be ready by then?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Good. Fine. We'll come back at 12:45. Meeting is adjourned.
remind him that the last time he sent the money, it was not enough to buy all the provisions.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell him.
Are you guys talking about money transfer to buy provisions?
Yes.
But don't you know about Baluwo?
Baluwo? What is Baluwo?
Baluwo is a service that your son can use to send provisions directly to you guys from the shop. And you don't have to worry about the exchange rate.
Tell me how Baluwo works.
It's very simple.
Just log on to baluwo.com and shop, or download the app on your phone. You can shop on the website or using the app to buy online basic products for your family and friends. With Baluwo, you decide what your money is spent on. Your money, your choice. Buy online products for your family and friends in the Gambia, Senegal, Nigeria or Mali. Baluwo, better than sending money. TRRC is mandated to make recommendations for prosecution or amnesty for human rights violations. However, the TRRC has not made any recommendations for prosecutions yet.
Council, if we're ready to continue, please proceed. Thank you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Yes, we are ready to proceed. The witness is being brought in.
Thank you.
I, Lamin Cham.
I, Lamin Cham,
Do swear that.
do swear that
I'll speak the truth.
I will speak the truth,
The whole truth.
the whole truth,
And nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me
So
God.
help me God.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cham. Welcome to the TRRC.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Cham, I know that you intend to speak in the English language,
Yes, sir.
but we should allow for interpretation in the Mandinka language so that those listening at home may be able to follow the proceedings. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So I'll encourage you to allow for at least 3 seconds between your speech and that of the interpreter so that the speeches would not overlap.
All right, sir.
You have just sworn an oath to speak the truth. You are hereby reminded that it is a criminal offense in the laws of this country to lie on the oath. It is also an offense to provide false information to the commission. Are you aware of that?
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you for agreeing to testify. Today we wish to discuss with you the following topics. First is your biographical information. We would want to know who you are. Then we would want to talk about your involvement or participation in some of the investigative panels that were established during the Jammeh government. In particular, the investigations into the 22nd March coup d'etat, the Freedom newspaper investigation, the Ensa Baji panel, not so much the drug squad or the Gambia Football Federation panels, but we can mention those in passing. And then the Langtombong Tamba panel. Also your role in the Ghanaians case, the West African migrants, what you know about it, and also what you know about Chief Ibrahim Amane, and then that would be it. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, sir.
If you do not ask and understand the question, please ask me to repeat it, and then we take it from there. All right?
I will do that.
Good. So what are your full names, Lamin?
My name,
Lamin Cham, it on me.
You have to wait for the interpretation.
my name's Lamin Cham.
Itomu Lamin Cham leti.
What is your date and place of birth?
Ibuluta Muntore, Ani Sanjuma.
I was born in Sukuta in 1971.
Ibuluta Sukuta 1971 Sangokono.
And where did you go to school?
Itata Karambonga la Muntore.
I attended Sukuta Primary School
Itata Sukuta Primary Karambonga
in 1979.
1979 Sangokono.
I proceeded to Nuzrat High School 1985
Itata Nuzrat High School 1985
to 1990.
Ata 1990 Sangokang.
What did you do after that?
Yamonake Kabruwo Badaye.
I then joined the Gambia National Gendarmerie
wotumole ndunta Gambia National Gendarmerie
on the 20th of July 1992.
July karot limu 1992.
And you've worked in the security forces since then, didn't you?
Sa kam to ko tanko bunda yeda doko ke kabro wato fosanteng.
Yes, sir.
Ha.
And could you give us a brief rundown of the places you have worked and some of the positions held?
Sa sutiyandiro kang isa fonyeno yedo ko ke dinkral minto ani wato min fanam.
Yes, after successfully passing out from the Zanamori training school, I was posted to the commander's residence as orderly.
Who was the commander at the time?
Major Ibrahim Ismaila Chongan.
Major Ibrahim Ismaila Chongan,
I stayed there until 1994.
For 1994.
And I was posted to Kalaji Territorial Zanamori Station.
And this was after the coup d'etat.
Postings was before the coup d'etat. But I reported after the coup d'etat.
Proceed, please.
From there, I was posted to Sibano Police Station.
Still
working on the relief. In 1998, I was transferred to Police Headquarters Serious Crime.
1998 in sound the police la korda about serious crimes la fannala.
Still working on the relief. From serious crime in 2002, I was transferred to Farafenni Police Station.
2002, kabo serious crimes in sound the Farafenni Police Station auto.
As the in-charge Criminal Investigations Department.
I
was there until 2005.
For 2005.
Then a major crime was formed.
Major crime bunda londi.
I was lucky to be part of those selected.
So in the Gambia Police Force, you have serious crimes and then you have major crimes.
Gambia Police bunda serious crimes major crime.
It was established in 2005.
What's the difference between serious crimes and major crimes?
Serious crime and major crime.
I think the crime rates were on the increase. Because I started with serious crime.
Serious crimes.
And then the Inspector General at the time, Usman Sonko, deemed it necessary to create another office called Major Crimes, where we will be specialized in capital offenses. And executive directives. So
and what exactly would you do with executive directives?
We would investigate such directives, especially if there are complaints or assignments.
Would you
give us an example? We just want to have an idea. We want to understand how the system worked.
Like in the case of treason, rape cases, murder cases, bomb robbery.
And how are those categorized? Are they categorized as serious crimes or major crimes?
4-year-old model, coming for serious crime offenses or for major crime offenses or whatever.
They are categorized as major crimes.
Major crimes.
So how about, what's the distinction between major crimes and serious crimes?
Sir, major crime and serious crime.
Basically, I would say here that the distinctions are the capital crimes and non-capital crimes.
Thank you very much.
Baraka.
Thank you very much. And after
2005,
2005,
I was posted to Farafene
Samba Farafene,
as the in-charge CID.
Kuntel Marta Kullo Kiskisirola Je ka fole CID.
Then in 2007,
Between 2007 Sankono,
I was transferred to Basse Police Station
yen sound in Tata Basse Police Cordato,
as in-charge
Woto
Basse
fana
CID.
Ndele Marta woto fana Kullo Police Doku wala Je fana.
In 2008,
2008,
I was deployed to Sudan
yen ki Tata Sudan Banko Kang,
on a peacekeeping mission.
nenu Tata Kaira Sabatindo la Je.
On my return from Sudan on mission,
Imuruta nan kabona Sudan la utama silo
I
Kang.
was retained at Major Crime Squad
Yen two Major Crime Squad Hanimbi.
until 2012.
And for 2012 Sangokono.
I was sent to Botswana,
Utumolo yen ki Tata Botswana.
the International Law Enforcement Academy,
Kata karamula banku ni banku tema luwa karambumbato je.
where I studied investigation
Nga kisikisiro karanjele.
and leadership.
Ani nyaton kaya.
On my return from Botswana, I still maintain Major Crime Squad.
Birumbura na Botswana hanimbi ntata ubunda kili la Major Crime Squad.
Then in 2015,
Between 2015 Sangokono.
I was sent on another course to Kofi Annan
Yen ki karando la kata Kofi Annan bunda.
National Police Training College,
Wala ika police lu karandi college ba mento je.
study investigation and collaborative policing.
Ani purinsi ni karang kisikisiro anin police la nyomo doko sambanya.
I still remain at Major Crime Squad.
Hanimbi mbe Major Crime bunda la de.
2016,
2016.
I was redeployed at Darfur again on peacekeeping missions.
Natan samba dafo kota ke kaira sabatindola.
Then I returned from Darfur in 2017.
Mbotanan dafo 2017 Sangokono.
Still works with Major Crime Squad.
Animbi mbe Major Crime ube.
In 2020,
Between 2020,
I returned to International Law Enforcement Academy,
muruta banku ni banku tema luwa karambumbato.
study major case management,
Kata karang puru yin kuba lumeni kata kuba keri nguluti inyanta ulumara la nyaming.
and investigation skills.
Anin kisikisiro fanan londo.
Mr. Witness, you would agree with me that you have extensive investigation experience.
Sedo ebe sonna malako ite londo soto bakele kisikisiro bunda.
That's true.
Umutu wanyati.
You have also extensive training.
Anu fana ye londo soto bake fana karangola karola.
That's true.
Umutu wanyati.
So you are definitely or ought to be familiar with the international standards for criminal or human rights investigations.
Otasa kamto ko ebe londo kelala karola miyalon ko wolem hadama dimol la nyonto Kenya kata banku ni banku tema. Yo londo soto wala.
So you should be familiar with the relevant international instruments.
Sa woto ebe londo soto la fana se taram bursilol min kata mimbe banku ni banku tema.
Yes, sir.
Ha umutu wanyati.
Good. So now let's look into the panels that you have participated in.
Sanga jibe roke ikafom ye panelo wolem ye bundal min londi ye alfal tombom pour ye kisi roke ete dabulata mil kono.
And you will tell us whether the workings of those panels satisfy the standards that you have come to learn about, the international standards.
Sa msina jibe reke fana ete dabulata wo panelo min kono. Fo tonya aning banku tema ye londiro minke komi natara wo panel sifa nyanta lola fo alota la ka nyanta lola nyami.
You understand?
Yes, sir. Dunia be alo nyami ya moya.
First, which panel did you work with?
Follow ini panel jumale do ko ga.
I started participating in panels in 2006.
Nada mtakamabe o panel to 2006 Sangokono.
Could you give us the context of that first panel?
Sa fonye no yeduma kono ya fonye wo panelo nying follow ta nyinga ketanu nyami.
That was the 2006 March abortive coup.
In 2006 March Karola kudeta bayri ngoleti
21.
March Karo tilmo nginkilem.
I remember on the 22nd of March 2006.
Nakilo baka March Karo tilmo ngimfulo 2006.
After the police morning usual parade.
Birin police la somanda benmen ikake biro botala.
I was selected among other police officers.
yen defanan tombo nim police dolu
report to the NIA.
purunga tan danku NIA.
Who selected you?
jumale ye tombo
My OC Malamin Cisse.
Na OC wala na nyaton ko Malamin Cisse.
Malamin Cisse.
Malamin Cisse.
Malamin. Good, thank you.
I was selected with Boto Keita, Ablai Sow, and Senendur.
yen nim Boto Keita Ablai Sow ni Senendur le tombo.
Late Senendur.
Ala Senendur.
To do what?
pourquoi monke
When we arrived at the NIA,
Birim frata NIA,
we met the soldiers,
sojarolu taraji,
the military intelligence,
ani sojarol kullo kibar bunda,
the NIA staffs,
ani NIA lu kulalu.
then we joined them.
Bitun kafta wala maje.
What were you sent there to do?
yal kije munala pour aller ta monke je
We were sent to be part of the panel,
Yen ki purum fanal dare tarawo paneloto,
investigate the abortive coup.
pour kanyi kudeta bayri mula kuo kisi kisi.
Amongst the police officers who were sent there, who was senior in rank?
sa yo police ol min kije wo police ol kono jumale ya ganama xamu selta santo wol mi dina wo police ol min bebo wo dula nyinto
It was Demba Sow.
Ika fole Demba Sow.
What was to be the role of the police in this investigative panel?
sa police ol ni munen nyanta kelela do ko to nyim panelo mi ya londi pra kisi kisi roke
There are police officers at the higher table, and then the junior officers were responsible to record statements.
Police kebalu wala tarta tabulu bato bare di du malankolu wala do ko musafarol te pour membe falani membe kala ya safe.
Help us understand the composition of the panel.
ko mako e ban fon sa long wo panelo ni ba lond le ka kenyami
The composition
panelo jumanyo le dabe panelo nyin kono
The panel comprises of the NIA,
NIA wala dabe panelo nyinto,
the military,
sojarolu,
military intelligence,
ani sojarol la kullo kibar do ko bunda,
the police.
ani police.
Okay. Okay. What was the role of the police?
police ol mune to la do ko tije
Like I said, there are orders at the higher table.
Ngak funu nyame dol wol be high table to wala tabulu ba nyindi mem nyaton kolti.
They have the chance to interview suspects.
Wala ka nyemolu nyininka e kamelu natije sobobe melu ka.
Can we call them interrogators?
se nyinin ka fon sa no wolle molti mil ka nyinin ka roke
The four of us behind the high table
Ntel mona no membe tabulu ba nyinto
are responsible for recording statements.
entel ka kumolu be safe melu ka kije.
And those would be statement takers.
wolle miliyalan ko ka ma ko ta le moyti
And how about the NIA personnel?
ena e la moldu
They are part of the high table, the interrogators.
Wol be tabulu ba nyinto wol fanal be nyininkar lalle kono.
Okay. So for the police, you had told us that it was four of you.
police ol la karola ya fo nyala ko atol mo nanelem
Yourself,
ita fon
Senindur,
Senindur
Demba Sow,
Demba Sow,
head, and somebody else, no Lavin Sisi.
So these were 6 representation.
Okay, 6. Yes, please tell us.
Demba Sow,
Ko Demba Sow,
Malamin Cisse,
Alamin Cisse,
Senendur,
Senendur,
Bodo Keita,
ani Boto Keita,
Lamin Cham,
Lamin Cham,
and Ablai Sow.
ani Ablai Sow.
Yes, Abdullah Shaw. All right. Amongst the police who are interrogators,
sa police ol be mibeje jumale molti miya wolle ka nyinin ka roke
Demba Sow and Malamin Cisse.
Demba Sow ani Malamin Cisse.
so they sat at the high table.
sa to le sita tabulu bato
And the four of you were statement takers.
tol mo fulo kata kuma kan talal mo nanol kata kuma kan talalti
Among the NIAs, who was there?
ana e kono jumale be nunje
Oumou Haidara,
Mamadou Haidara,
Do you have it written somewhere?
fo ya so la be safarin damba
we have Mamadou Haidara,
Mamadou Haidara bije,
Ousmane Bojang,
Ousmane Bojang,
Lamin Tambajang,
Lamin Tambajang,
Youssoufa Faye,
Youssoufa Faye,
That would be Pafa, is it?
Wala Pafa iti bang.
No, Yusufa is a junior officer.
Yusuf